Okay, so welcome to our third meeting, I believe, which is pretty awesome. I really like the amount of people. There's more and more people joining us. So welcome to our third OWASP Moncton chapter meeting. Um, so I'm just going to get started. Talk a little bit about OWASP. Some of you who were in the previous meetings or that watched them recorded, this is going to start to sound like a broken record, but at least this time it's me saying it, not Tony. So it'll change a little bit. And then Jay's going to take over and do a little demo of a Try Hack Me room, just showing some of the OWASP top 10s that we saw in the last couple of meetups that we had. So the OWASP Foundation basically is all about software security. It's a nonprofit, all open source software projects. There are hundreds of chapters worldwide. Moncton is just one of the newest one. There are global conferences, local conferences. Something that we want to do is a local conference here. And our goal is just, we want to support the goals of the OWASP organization overall. Why did we put this together? Well, I mean, I found that there weren't any groups here in the Moncton region. I know a lot of you are not from the Moncton region, and that's not a problem whatsoever. OWASP does require us to have a geographical center, so which is why I'm in Moncton, so we started the OWASP Moncton chapter. But anybody from all over the world can join us if they're interested in our talks. We want to share knowledge. We want a place for a bunch of geeks to get together and talk security. We can talk about career information. We do have an open discussion at some point. We open up the floor for anybody that has either a company that is hiring or somebody who's looking for work, whether it's a student looking for a placement for an internship or anything like that, or anybody who just wants to work in the security field. We'd be more than happy to hear from you just further down the line here at this meeting. And we just want to grow security. Our plans is to do these types of things, presentations, webinars. The first couple of ones were very theoretical. We're diving into the hands-on today, which is exciting to me because I'm a hands-on type of person. We do plan to have a local conference eventually, either a 1 day, 2 day, or whatnot. It would be really great to have something here locally so that we can all gather up and listen to talks and have breakout rooms where people can go and chat about ideas and whatnot. And of course, we need to have a capture the flag inside of those conferences. So that's the type of stuff that excites me. We also are looking to get sponsors further down the line in the next couple of meetings. You might see logos on these slides eventually, just people that are ready to pay for us to get some funding. Sorry, my son just walked in. So this is where we talk about current security events in our region. If anybody wants to chime in, feel free. We're a very small area, so we don't have the amount of breaches announced week to week like all over the world. But we talked about this at the last meeting, but this is something that's really important going to the holiday season. Phishing attacks. I'm getting calls. I installed a home phone about 3 weeks ago. Nobody knows the number, and I'll be honest, I don't know the number. It's been ringing off the hook this past week. I answered it once. Somebody was saying that my social security number had been compromised. So they're obviously ramping up. Mostly probably because a lot of people are home for the holidays, or for whatever reason they just decided to ramp up their ransomware or their phishing based attacks. So these are the things you can do. We talked about it last time. One thing that if you're in a position in your company where you can have a little bit of a say, I suggest highly to send an email out to your whole organization just as a quick reminder. Just be careful. Don't click on stupid links. Don't give out your credit card information. Don't give out your password, just so that people are aware, and it helps. You can print out posters, put it in front of the urinals or something in the bathroom, or I mean, anywhere you can do it. Just a quick reminder to people. Now, this is the fun part. What's happening in the world today? um, these other three ones are fun, but the first one, solar winds. If you have been hiding under the rock in the past couple of days, you'll know that solar winds were breached by a nation state actor. It does look like it's Russia. And they use the solar wind infrastructure. They have 300,000 clients to push out updates, and those they breached basically the updates. And when they sent it out, people got backdoored, and people like FireEye. I just saw just a bit earlier today, nuclear agency in the U.S. Just disclosed the breach, and I've got it in front of me here. I sent something to I sent a quick text to a friend who was asking about this. I'm just going to pull it up here. Basically, before the hack, and this has been taken down off the page of SolarWinds, and you'll understand why. This was on their page on the About Us. It says, SolarWinds stated that its customers included 425 of the US Fortune 500, the top 10 US telecommunications companies, the top 5 US accounting firms, all branches of the US military, the Pentagon, the State Department, as well as hundreds of universities and colleges worldwide. That doesn't scare you, I don't know what will. Google had an outage. It wasn't a security issue. Somebody, I don't know, Git committed something they shouldn't had. Ransomware, if you follow security news, it's all over the place. It's crazy. And Amnesia 33, I like to talk about this. This affects the TCP/IP stack on IoT devices. What's interesting is that these are 33 vulnerabilities ranging from low to to be honest, I really haven't looked into it that much, but what's interesting anytime IoT stuff comes to me is these are forever bugs. They're never going to get patched. Nobody patches their fridge. Nobody patches their stuff. So these are probably going to be out there until those devices are dead. So these are forever bugs, which is just fun to say, I guess. So the fun edition of the current security events worldwide. We just competed in the Metasploit CTF, and this is why there's a $100 Amazon gift card to be given out. We finished 15th. I would like to see a lot of you participate in this, even if you don't get a flag. They're so much fun. Right now, there's the holiday hack challenge that's going on. It starts off pretty easy. And I just had a chat with Brian and Jeff on a little breakout room here that we have in Teams. And we're to the point where we're trying to break a blockchain. So it starts from basic Linux command to breaking a blockchain, which you shouldn't be able to do. If you want something a bit easier and a bit more guided, the Try Hack Me has an Advent of Christmas event. These ones you don't have to figure it out by yourself. On video, they'll actually walk you through step by step how to do stuff. So does anybody have anything to chime in with security events in the world? Something I might have missed, something big that I might have missed? No, perfect. I saw HP Sim has a 0-day bug that isn't patched. It's pretty interesting. Why would they announce that they have a 0-day bug that isn't patched? SolarWinds, I saw an article saying that maybe there was more than one initial vector of attack for those breaches. So I don't know, my spidey senses are kind of tingling there. Okay, so who am I? I'm the OWASP Moncton chapter co-leader. I changed my photo here because Jay also has well, I won't spoil it. Got a couple of certs. I'm a volunteer. Canadian Ski Patrol, yay. Skiing is starting. My first shift is on Saturday morning. I don't know if I'm going to be skiing on pebbles, but apparently the ski hill is open. Tony has more certifications. He's not here today, but Tony has more certifications than, is he here today? No. He has more certifications than that I know even existed. He's a force in Atlantic Canada in the security field, and very, very happy to have him on board in this chapter. Tony, I call him one of my trusted advisors. If I have anything to run by anybody, Tony's getting a call. Jay, did you want to present yourself? Or
yeah, sure, I can do that, Julian.
There you go. That's you.
All right, yeah, that's literally me. No. All right, hey guys, I'm Jason. I currently work at a company called Organigram. There is the junior systems administrator. I've been in IT for a little over 5 years now, so I'm still kind of new to the game. I actually went to school for something completely different. Graduated, came home, worked for a bit, and then decided that's not really what I wanted to do. I wanted to, kind of pursue my dream of becoming a pen tester, red teamer. So I'm on my way to that. I still got a long road to go, but learning, and this is what this is all for, right? Couple certs, of course, nothing compared to Julian or Tony or some of you in here, but again, just starting out. And this little guy that you see, don't let the face fool you. He can be a diva at times, but we still love him.
Awesome. Thank you, Jay. So we're just going to open up the floor. If anybody has anything they want to talk about or to say or present themselves or talk with their companies or anything like that, feel free. We might get 5 or 10 minutes of 5 or 10 seconds of awkward silence, but feel free to present yourself if you're interested.
Hi, my name's Kyle. I actually work with Jay at Organigram. I'm the systems administrator there and network admin. So seeing this the other day on LinkedIn actually, and I thought, hey, I'd really like to see him speak. He's a pretty good presenter, so you guys are in for a treat.
Awesome. Thank you, Kyle.
Pressure's on now, I guess.
Thank you for joining us, Kyle. It's awesome. Spread the word. We're just trying to do good things.
Hello everyone, this is Vilch and I'm joining from Toronto, and I'm currently a student of University of Toronto, and my long-term goal is to build my career into cybersecurity. That's it.
Thank you.
Is this working?
It is.
I think it's going through the right microphone. Okay, yeah. So, hey guys, my name is Brian Yip. I'm a full-time penetration tester. My background is in software engineering, and I've recently joined this company called Mariner Innovations, and I'm actually taking Julian's spot. So, Julian has moved on to bigger and greater things, and I'm in his old position.
Thank you, Brian. Brian just gave me a script to, and I've been struggling with it all day trying to do something. And I said, hey, does anybody want to help me out with this? And within like 15 seconds, he had it all typed out. So yeah, he is a very technical person.
Thank you, Julian.
All right, so go ahead, Carlo.
Yeah, sure. My name's Carlo. I also work for Mariner. I've been there about 6 months now and work as a business analyst and doing some projects and security business analyst work.
Awesome. Thank you, Carlo. Again, you don't feel obligated to present yourself. It's just it's a forum for you. Go ahead, Jeff. Or is that Jeff? No, it's Sergio. Go ahead, Sergio.
Hello, everybody. This is my first meeting with you. I miss you on the other meetings. I'm a security analyst for GoSecure. I have a lot of experience in IT, but I'd say I'm pretty new in offensive security and especially in web application security. So my spot here is kind of a junior in this field.
Are you in Halifax, Sergio?
Yes.
Nice.
I'm actually in Bedford.
Okay.
Okay, so I won't be actually last, but yeah, I'll chime in. What the heck? I joined Mariner Innovations alongside of Brian just shortly before Julian and I left, and penetration tester, not really, but more writer and risk assessments. But this is the first OWASP Moncton meeting, and really looking forward to seeing Jay attack this box. So thanks much. Looking forward to it.
Jeff has some great stories for physical pen testing, which is a lot of fun. Those are better stories than sitting down and saying like, yeah, I got a reverse shell, instead of saying something like, yeah, I just walked in and they never even looked at me.
Another meeting. Next meeting. Sure. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. All right, so if anybody wants to chime in, I'll leave it open for another 5 seconds, and then we'll get started with this demo. I think Jeff's rearing to go. All right, so just going to give the next slide, Jay, and maybe this is yours. So if you want to take over, and if anybody wants to chime in at any time, feel free. We're giving Jay 40 minutes to do this. Well, probably less, because we want to do that draw at the end. But
yeah, it shouldn't take 40 minutes either there, Julian. It's a pretty straightforward box. But the platform we're going to be using here is TryHackMe. It's a fairly new platform, but it's a very good learning material, I find. The box we're going to be working on, we're going to be doing a simple port and server scan, move into some directory brute forcing. We're going to be bypassing and authentication logon with the SQL injection attack, and then we're going to wrap up with some simple command injection. Again, I just want to preface this by saying it's a very straightforward box. It's nothing too insane that maybe some of you guys are well advanced at, but it's a good way to kind of get our feet wet and maybe kind of show that, hey, that this is kind of some fun stuff, and encourage you guys to and learn and practice. And again, this is new for me as well, presenting in a scenario like this. So I just ask that you bear with me while I go through this, but I really appreciate the opportunity. So yeah, ready to get started.
All right, perfect. So demo, I'm just going to end the slideshow here. I'm going to stop presenting and let Jay take over. This might be painful. Are you able to present, Jay?
No,
or?
It's grayed out for me.
Okay. Just bear with me.
Yep.
Okay, you should have access now.
Perfect. All right. Can everyone see my screen, or?
Yep.
All right. Perfect. So this is the room we're going to be doing on TryHackMe. Title of it is Avengers Blog. See our little characters down here. I've already got the machine deployed, so you can see our IP address. What's nice about TryHackMe is that you can actually deploy your attack box through the website as well. But for this, I'm actually going to be doing it through my own Kali VM. So yeah, we're going to get started with the Nmap scan to see what's to view the open ports and see if there's any services running on it. I'm just going to go to one of my tabs here, and I just kind of want to walk you through my line of thinking here when I'm running Nmap. So we're going to start off with the the A flag. This is going to basically enable OS detection, version detection. It's going to do some script scanning. I think it also does trace route. Then we're going to scan all ports. Scan all ports just to see if there's anything on the higher end ports that may be hidden. And for you pen testers, just kind of avert your eyes while I'm typing the -T4. Usually this is bad practice. This is a fast scan. It's not the fastest, but it's fast. So this is going to be very loud. Any type of good IDS or blue team is going to pick up on this pretty quickly. But just for the sake of this room and time, that's what I was going with. And then we can, I think I've already copied the IP in. So yeah, that's the nmap command we're going to run. I've actually already kicked it off at the start of our meeting here, just to, again, save on some time. So we get some results back. We got our FTP port, SSH, and our HTTP, which is what we're really going to be focusing on. When I first started learning, hacking and pen testing, I don't want to say I shied away from boxes or machines with low numbers of ports open. The way I was looking at it was, if a machine had tons of ports open, it's a more attack surface, right, and more ways to get in. The problem was, I kind of developed that squirrel mentality. I'd start working on one port or one service, try to get in with that, and get pulled aside to another one, thinking, hey, how can I exploit another port? But I've come to appreciate systems that have a low number of ports, so I can kind of dial in and focus more. But so looking at port 80 here, it's our HTTP server. So we're just going to quickly browse to the website, see if there's anything we can see here, any goodies. And look at that, we got the official Avengers blog here, and it's keep track of missions. You can see some posts going on. We got some friendly banter here with Thanos and Thor. A good, let's say, a good practice or a good strategy. At least what I like to do initially when we're doing enumerating websites is to check out the source code of the web page, just to see if there's any goodies in there. You never know if a developer kind of puts in a little message for himself, like a hint or just a reminder. Now because this machine is more CTF based, capture to flag based, it's more chances we're going to see some messages in here or whatnot. And you see at the bottom, it's basically yelling at us, hey, there's a hint here. You might want to click on this. And if we do go ahead, we can kind of, if we were going after flags, this is, we see our first flag, cookie_secrets.
Funny, I saw the exact same thing on Organigram's website last time I pen tested it. It said something like hint or look here, Julian, or something like that.
Julian, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
No, I just want to talk to Jay's point where this is CTF, which if you're doing a CTF, it's a lot of fun, but they'll throw in little fun stuff like this, stuff that you won't see in a corporate environment. But it's always funny to see. There are always little jokes, and they send you down rabbit holes, and it's fun.
Right. Now, if we go back to the page itself, where there's not really a lot to go on, so we have to further our enumeration, right? And a good way to do that is to see if there's any hidden directories. So we're going to basically brute force this to see what comes back. I like to use GoBuster myself. There's Dirbuster. There's a few others. I just like GoBuster because it's it's pretty quick. It's snappy. So we're just going to start off the command here. This right here, the dir, that's going to specify directory brute forcing. Whoops, and then we're going to move into choosing our word list. User shares. List. And the word list I'm going to use for this is just a common .txt. I'm pretty sure that one's going to get the job done. This path right here, user share word list, for those of you that are familiar and not familiar with Kali Linux, this is where all your word lists are stored mostly. There's some really good ones in there, but you can feel free to go out and grab your own, download them, and use them. I forgot the IP, so I'm just gonna quickly do a -u for our URL, and we're gonna fire that off. So while this is doing, directories, GoBuster can also, I think it's the -x, basically can look for file extensions as well. It does DNS subdomains, I believe, virtual host names. Oh yeah, and it's also, and I didn't know this, but I mentioned to Julian too that I found it interesting that it also can do open Amazon S3 buckets. I just thought that was pretty, pretty neat. So you see, we're getting starting to get some results back. One thing that you can keep in mind too, say you get like a admin directory, right? And you browse to it. There's nothing really there. Feel free to come back, run your brute force of choice, Go Buster, and then you just tag on the admin at the end, and it'll brute force that as well to see if there's any other directories after that, right? So it's all about enumeration. The more information we have, the larger our attack surface basically, and the more we can do. This is going pretty quickly. As you can see, we're almost at 100%. This is really based on the word list. Some word lists are fairly big, fairly tons of information in it, so it will take a little longer. But that's why I decided to just run this live rather than pre-run it like we did the Nmap scan. Just finishing up here. While this is finishing, if you guys were to look at this, just kind of at first glance, is there any directory that stands out immediately to you guys? No.
And try the portal directory.
Yes, that's perfect, Brian. If you guys take a look at these status codes here, the 200, that's really what we're looking for. It's a okay status. The rest are your redirects. So we're just going to quickly browse to this portal directory, see what we got. Load her up here, and yeah, check it out. We got a nice little login page here. Speaking to good practice, whatnot. Anytime I see a login page, I always try to go for the low-hanging fruit. And what's lower hanging fruit than easily guessable credentials, right? So you can come in here and do like an admin password, and then if that doesn't work, if we knew what this was running on, we can just fire up our Google foo and search for some default creds. I'm sure that Julian and Brian and Jeff and you pen testers, you guys probably have seen quite a bit of default creds in your day, making your job a little easier.
It happens. A lot. Especially printers. If ever you see a printer in an infrastructure, just do admin, you'll get in.
Yes.
Yeah, always try default credentials whenever you see a login page like this. All the time, do a Google search on what kind of technology it's using, and read the installation manual. You might find some tips and juicy things there. But other than that, you can log into a lot of things like that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's pretty scary, but unfortunately, that's the world we're in. And I wanted to throw that out there to you guys to well, this is CTF, and you will see CTFs that have default creds. Unfortunately, it happens in the real world. But so guessable creds won't work here. Default creds won't work here. So what else can we do? If you're doing some late night CTFs or whatnot, and your brain is just, it needs more caffeine. You have that brain fog. You can't think straight. Again, like we saw on the other page, don't be afraid to check out the source code. It might give you some, leaning in the right direction. As we can see here, there's a little note here. Remember to sanitize username and password to stop SQL injection. So we can kind of just guess right off the bat that is the sanitization didn't happen, and we're going to we can probably bypass this authentication logon with a SQL injection attack.
One thing that's interesting, Jay, in this form that I noticed is that if you do just a normal in the actual form, if you just do a single tick, like a single quote, it won't throw an error or anything like that. So it's pretty blind compared to sometimes you'll send the tick and it'll just it'll throw out the actual error message saying bad SQL statement or whatnot. This one here is it actually handles the error really well.
Yeah, no, that's very true, Julian. So again, to that point, it never hurts to see what you can find in the source code. We're going to do a manual SQL injection here. We're going to be doing a single quote for 1 equals 1, which is true, and then we're going to do a dash dash. Now this single quote here, if I'm not mistaken, it's basically going to end whatever the user input is. So assuming that's like admin for the username, the OR condition is basically going to make the additional query true. With 1 equals 1 is true, always true. And then this dash dash here, it's just going to comment out the rest of the query. I'm just going to copy and paste that in, and then we're just going to try our luck with. Hey, look at that. So with that simple SQL injection, we're now into this lovely Jarvis page here. I believe that was Iron Man's basically computing system. I forget what it stands for. Just another rather very intelligent system, I think. I don't know. I'm kind of rusty.
I'm Googling.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Julian. I'm a little rusty on my my Avengers, but I think that's what it was. Anyway, so yeah, where your eyes should just take you right here to this juicy, command box, right? It literally says command. What we're going to do here, we're going to basically take advantage of this vulnerable web application, and we're going to run some OS commands, right? So if we were to, we want to display the files, right? We can just do our simple ls. It gets a little tricky now because what's going to happen is this is like restricted, right? It's a restricted environment. So we can't, if we saw our current directory, so we're home Ubuntu Avengers, and we want to go, oh, let's go back to the our parent directory. Nothing comes up, right? We're still in the first directory we were in. So the way we're going to get around this is we're basically going to connect commands together, separated by a semicolon. So, again, keeping like the captured the flag, theme in mind. If we want to look for a flag, that chances are it's in the Ubuntu parent directory or the parent directory. What we'll do is we'll do a, see back to go back, we'll do a / and then break the command like this. And then what we can do is display the contents. And there's our flag. Now, here is another issue that I ran into, and I honestly never knew anything about this. I actually had to do Googling and researching. If we were to display the contents of that flag, cat it out, commands disallowed. And like I said, this really threw me for a loop. I didn't even know about this command, tac, literally cat backwards. If anyone, actually, I'll just see, there's our flag. So it took that command. The way I understood tac was that it basically presents the output is presented in a way where the last line is displayed first, and then it kind of goes up. So it's like a bottom to top to bottom. If anyone in the meeting knows more about TAC, please. The floor is yours. I'm still a little rusty on. Like I said, I've never seen this before, the TAC command. So if anyone has any input on that, we'd love to hear from you.
I have to spin up my Linux VM here and try that command. I've never used that command.
No, it's all right.
Yeah. Brian, have you ever seen that? Ever seen that command before?
I've never seen TAC before, no.
Oh, interesting. I just read up about it. Yeah, it does say, it says it's concatenate and print files in reverse. Interesting.
Yeah, no, that's
I just normally run cat and then pipe it through tail if I want the last. but I guess it's in reverse, so yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. But I mean, I think again, like while this is a pretty simple and straightforward room, it's take it for what it's worth, but you learn something new, or at least I did, which is again, what this is all about, right? Like what if you do CTFs or or just any education, Hack the Box, Vuln Hub, stuff like that. It's all about learning, right? And, yeah, that basically, like I said, it was nothing too crazy. This isn't any type of like NSA level hacking, or we're not doing any type of ransomware reverse engineering or anything. Some pretty straightforward stuff.
The truth is that most of the time when you're pen testing, you're not doing any of that super fancy stuff. You are. I mean, why would you not exploit the low hanging fruit and go for the reverse engineering and go crazy and rack your brain around stuff? You're just going to be hitting the stuff that's easy to exploit, right?
Yeah.
But the complicated stuff that's fun when you actually accomplish it.
Oh yeah, no, I can imagine. I think I was telling you, Julian, I just I'm enrolled into the PWK, and I noticed that offensive security, they're pretty big on that, looking at the low hanging fruit, because come exam time, it's crunch time, and you don't really want to be wasting hours, racking your brain on an exploit. But yeah, so that's the room, guys. Something else I just kind of want to show you, and now this is kind of tied to you can never really you don't really have any control over users when they're posting. If we go all the way to the bottom here, Rocket, he's saying Groot is asking if someone can reset his password, and said the last one he can remember is I am Groot. So right there we have potential credentials, with Groot username I am Groot. If we go back to our Nmap scan, we have an FTP client and SSH client. So we can just try connecting. What's the IP? I'm just going to try connecting to FTP with those creds. So we'll type in group, and then we'll go group. And look at that, we have pretty simple access to an FTP server just by reading comments on a blog, and then you can do your little treasure hunting here. You see there's a files directory, so we can go into CD files, and then we can look for see what's in there. And okay, there's another flag which we can grab. So yeah, just another
Can we see the actual challenges for that room, just to look at the try hack me?
Absolutely.
Not the infrastructure, but the
how it's laid out,
website and how it's laid out. So they're actually asking you. So the flags that you're seeing, they're actual questions around it, right?
Yep. Yeah. So that first flag, when we saw the script that we can click on in the source code, the cookie secrets, that's flag 1. So you go hunting for the flags, copy the output, and then you can paste it in here, hit submit, and then it'll come up right away saying correct or incorrect. Get out of here. There's the next one, our HTTP headers. Here's another flag that I found just by going to and what's nice is some of the rooms are very cut and dry. It's like fire up your machine, deploy the machine, and then all you're going to see is flag 1, flag 2, flag 3, flag 4 with no added information. So it's it's on you, and then you have your stuff where it's kind of middle ground like this. And then there's other ones where it's, if you're really new to the game, really fresh, they actually have learning paths that you can do. You can do like, there's an offensive security one that's, meant to prep you for the OSCP. I saw that they released a Pen Test Plus one. Actually, if you go through it, they give you, I don't know if it's 10% off your Pen Test Plus voucher, or it's a voucher towards that cert. So it's of all levels.
It seems like it's you can do it with a little bit more of hand holding than just Hack the Box, where they give you a box and then you have to hit it and do it all yourself. So
exactly. Now they also
that's pretty cool.
If I go to this load, where you go? There's all your rooms, and then you can also if you really want to challenge, you can go to your hard, and here's a brain pan. I believe that's well, you get the tags right here, right? So there's a buffer overflow if you want to try testing that out. Then you got the different series, right? And they actually also had a live network that was up on, I think it was in November. It was a throwback network, so it was about starting breaching an Active Directory network through phishing, and then you got in, and then you had to pivot. Really cool. Really, if you're interested into Active Directory hacking and whatnot, learned a lot. But yeah, it's a fairly new. I say fairly new, but I think it's going on 2 years that this site's been up and running. But yeah, they're adding lots to it, and it's all about education, like we said, right?
Does anybody know if there's, and this just came to mind, I never checked. Does anybody know if there's systems out there where you can hit like an old school Windows XP box or an old Linux server or something like that, where you can see really old school bugs that you can, that would be fun, wouldn't it?
I had I have a book by Georgia Wyman on her pen testing, and I know she recommends a lot of old software to load up. Problem is just trying to find it. At least in my case, it was
yeah, exactly,
without going to a sketchy website.
That's the problem. All right, well, thank you, Jay. Anything else you wanted to show us, or any questions for Jay? I'll just take over here, Jay, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Just gonna pop on and say thank you very much, Jay. That was cool.
Oh, thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. That's really cool. It's really nice to see people from the community doing demos of this stuff. And no, I think it's really good, and we should keep it up.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that.
All right, so any questions? We can have a discussion around whatever we've seen, other stuff that's interesting, or stuff you've seen in the news or you've done that you thought was pretty cool. I have a little anecdote around the Metasploit CTF. There was one of the challenges was pretty interesting to me. It was just a classic Linux executable, and they gave you an encrypted file. And what we needed to do was to somehow get that Linux executable to decrypt the file, and the flag was in that file. It was basically just a picture of a card. So I looked at that card. I just did a strings on it, and I noticed that there was one little like C function in there that it looked like it was susceptible to buffer overflow. So to me, when I'm doing a capture the flag, as soon as I see a buffer overflow, I just go crazy and just hit it with as many characters as I can. Now, what you needed to write in was buffalo, for I don't know why, but so I typed in buffalo once, and it said more buffalo, M-O-A-R buffalo. So I figured, all right, whatever. Started looking at strings and all that stuff, and I noticed that that function. What I had in my clipboard was buffalo, so I just hit it with like 100, 200, 300 times that whatever was in my clipboard, and all of a sudden decrypted the file, gave me the flag. And I was all happy about myself. Come write-up time, I wanted to see what other people were doing with those, how they figured out the challenges. So one group basically completely reverse engineers the binary. They looked at how the file was encrypted. They broke the encryption and decrypted the file without using the program. And I thought, man, these guys did a lot of work instead of just hitting it with the buffer overflow. And then I looked at the other group, and they were really inexperienced in CTFs, and their whole write-up was about this was their first time doing it. They were like first-year students in university. So they spun up the program, and the program asked you to write buffalo. They wrote buffalo. It said more buffalo. So they just wrote buffalo more times, and they cracked the code. So it was 3 different ways to do things. And some people really over-engineered the whole solution. And then the other team, they just like, hey, they're asking for more buffalo. Let's give it more buffalo. It was just absolutely not technical at all. They just stumbled upon, well, they didn't stumble upon it. They literally said what it was asking them to do. So it was pretty funny. So that's what capture flag is like. and I invite all of you to participate whenever you have the time. Anybody else have other stories? I'll repeat what I said at the first. I saw there's a couple of more people that joined, and I did say it in the chat. Oh, there you go. Chris Gallant. Is that Chris? Where's that from? Oh, yes. It is a grammatically correct sentence. That was probably what they were looking for. Did you do the Chris? I'm not sure if you want to unmute, but did you do the capture the flag?
No, I just know Buffalo.
Yeah, nice. That's true. Now that you say it, I mean, when it's 3 a.m., you haven't showered in 3 days because you want to get those flags. You just don't think about these things. That's awesome. So yeah, as I was saying, I announced at the first I'm just gonna do the draw for the Amazon gift card. I'll do it on camera just so that you see that I'm not cheating. If anybody's not in Canada, please let me know. We won't be able to put you in the draw. But I think everybody's in Canada here, so I'm just asking because I met a lot of people over the years in capture flags and stuff like that and invited them over. So last call. Does anybody have any questions? Perfect. And now, I'm just gonna turn on my camera. Don't run away. Can you guys see me? I can't see myself. Oh no.
We see you.
Oh, there I am. Yeah, perfect. There you go. You like my shirt? It says Diffie loves Hellman. Love my shirt. While Jay was doing the presentation, I had a bunch of names. They're all in here, and I got my son's Christmas hat. I'm gonna put them in here. So the Amazon gift card is $100 US gift card that we won while we did the Metasploit CPF. Came in 15th place, right on the edge. So everybody's name is in here, and I'm gonna pick one. I'm not looking. Brought one out. I asked my son to come down and do the draw, but he was too shy. I don't want to look at this. It is oh no, Mr. Jeff Parker. Here you go, Jeff.
Get out. Your son.
I know we're gonna. No. And I'll just show you guys. I'll just show a couple more names just to show that there's Don Pearson. There's
how many Jeff?
Yeah, I know you trust me. Kevin Tam. Just one of each.
I want to thank you all. Thank you all for.
So Jeff, I was looking at this really cool mechanical keyboard. You can get that for me for Christmas.
Yes, sir. Send me the link.
Awesome. I'll reach out, Jeff. It's just an email that we'll do. So
thanks, Julian. Thanks again, Jay. That was hope we continue this.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Jeff.
Cheers.
So we still have another nice little 10 minutes. If anybody wants to drop off, you can. If anybody wants to keep the conversation going, sure. I know a few of us have a kind of a social gathering afterwards. We usually do that every once in a while, which is pretty cool. So thank you everybody for joining in. If you're not an OWASP member, please join. It's a $50 annual fee. 70% or 60% of it goes to the chapter. And we're going to buy some pens, some stickers for anybody who wants to do the physical meetups when we actually can. So yeah, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Julian. So we'll be here